Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is a video I've been thinking about making for a long time, but I wasn't sure if it was appropriate for an 11-year-old to make it. Why? Well, I'm going to talk about knives. This is not a video about whether or not you should carry or use a knife, and I certainly don't want to get drawn into any argument about whether children should use knives. That's something for their parents to decide. This video is a plea to knife manufacturers to think about a couple of huge problems which affect a large number of people. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more. Welcome back. For many people, being left-handed is a nightmare when it comes to buying a knife. The knife itself isn't the issue. Handles can be used in either hand just as easily. The problem comes when you want to put the knife on your belt. Just look at the majority of mass-produced knives. This Mora, for example. This knife is very practical and easy to use in either hand, but just take a look at the sheath. This sheath is designed to be worn by a right-handed person. It isn't possible to turn the knife around to wear left-handed without cutting or melting parts of it. This is not the only knife with this problem, they're almost all the same. Whenever you buy a knife, the manufacturer assumes that you are right-handed. If you're left-handed, they don't seem to care. You have to either modify the sheath yourself or pay to have one made. Like many people in the UK, I'm left-handed. I bought this safety knife at the last Bushcraft show. It's a good knife and I like it a lot. What I don't like is the right-handed sheath it comes with. To use this knife safely, I need to be able to put it into its sheath easily and safely. A left-handed person can't do that with a right-handed sheath. Like every left-handed person, I've had to have a sheath made. Take a look at this Frost's Mora. This knife was one of the most popular knives bought by bushcrafters 10 years ago. The knife itself can be used in either hand, and take a look at the sheath. It is very simple and can be worn by either right-handed or left-handed people. Okay, so the belt fixing point is atrocious, but that's something they've already rectified in current models. The trouble is, they seem to have forgotten that some of us are lefties. So my first point is that I wish the manufacturers would address this by making sheaths for left-handers. The other problem I want the manufacturers to think about is the knife design itself for safety knives. Most safety knives tend to be bought for children to learn with. We use them to learn how to use a knife safely, how to look after the knife, and how to understand that the knife is a tool and not a toy. So if safety knives are made with children in mind, why are the handles so bad? This is the Halter's safety knife. Mora also make one which is pretty much identical. Take a look at the handle on this knife. Now compare it to the handle on their standard knives. They're pretty much identical. It may have escaped their notice, but most children don't have adult-sized hands. We have smaller hands, so we need a smaller handle. Whilst there are safety knives available with smaller handles, they are far more expensive. The Halter's safety knife is about £4 to £5. The Mora version costs about the same. The Scout knife or children's safety knives cost upwards of £15 to £20. So what I'd like to say to the knife manufacturers is, come on guys, is it beyond your capability to make the £4 to £5 knife with a thinner handle? A handle that children can get their fingers round and grip properly? It's not rocket science. I'd also like to remind the big manufacturers that left-hand people are sick and tired of not being able to buy a cheap knife without having to pay extra to get a left-handed sheath made. So that's it. To all you knife manufacturers in the world, please start thinking about children and us lefties. You proved you can do it before, so please do it again. I will now end my rant. I'm Bushcraft Boy. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye.
Done it in one take.
Bullseye.